In this video, we are going to show that the following equation is an ellipse and then sketch the graph. Given the general equation of an ellipse is 16x squared plus 9y squared plus 64x minus 18y minus 71 equal to 0. So firstly, we are going to convert the general equation of the ellipse into the standard form by using the technique of completing the square. Now, let us begin by group separately the x term and the y terms. 16x squared plus 64x plus 9y squared minus 18y is equal to 71. Before we can completing the square, we have to make sure that the coefficient of the x squared and y squared is 1. So here we have to take out the 16. So we have 16 in the bracket, x squared plus 4x plus with some constant here. And over here we take out 9 in the bracket, y squared minus 2y plus with some constant here equal to 71. The constant here refer to b over 2 squared. The values of b is the coefficient of x. So the values of b here is positive 4 and over here is negative 2. So we have to add this constant because we want to create perfect square trinomial. So over here we have plus with 4 over 2 squared. And over here we plus with negative 2 over 2 squared. Since we add two constants on the left, so to make it balance, we must add that two constants on the right. So actually, we add 16 times with 4 over 2 squared on the left, and also 9 times with negative 2 over 2 squared. So on the right side, we put plus 16 in the bracket, 4 over 2 squared. Another one is plus 9 in the bracket, negative 2 over 2 squared. Now we can rewrite the equation. So 4 over 2 is 2. And over here, negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. So here is 16 times with 2 squared plus 9 times with negative 1 squared. Now, we can factorize the first three terms over here. So become x plus 2 squared. And then we also can factorize the next three terms over here. Become y minus 1 squared. And on the right hand side, if we do some calculation here, we get the values is 144. So since the right hand side must be 1, now we divide everything by 144. So we have x plus 2 squared over 9 plus y minus 1 squared over 16 equal to 1. So here is our equation of an ellipse. Next, we are going to sketch the graph. Before we can sketch the graph, we have to find the center, vertices, co-vertices, and also the foci. Next, let us compare this equation with x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equal to 1. So when we compare this, the values of h is negative 2, k is 1, a squared is 9, and b squared is 16. Let's write it down. A squared is equal to 9, so this means a is equal to 3. And b squared is equal to 16, this means b is equal to 4. Since the values of b is greater than a, so c squared is equal to b squared minus a squared. So b squared is 16 and a squared is 9. So 16 minus 9, we get 7. The values of c is equal to 7. After we identify the values of h, k, a, b, and c, now we can find the center, vertices, and foci. For your information, the values of b greater than a. So this means the ellipse having horizontal major axis. So center is hk, which means the coordinate is negative 2, 1. For vertices is h, k plus or minus b. So we have negative 2, 1 plus or minus 4. So over here there are two coordinates. So the first coordinate we let as v1 is negative 2, 1 plus 4 is 5, and the second coordinate is v2, negative 2, 1 minus 4 is negative 3. Next is the foci. We have h, k plus or minus c. So is negative 2, 1 plus or minus 7. Same as the vertices, the foci also have two coordinates. So the first coordinate we let as f1 is negative 2, 1 plus 7, and the second coordinate is f2, negative 2, 1 minus 7. Before we start sketch the graph, let us find the core vertices. We let as w is h plus or minus a k. So here we have w, negative 2 plus or minus 3, 1. There are two coordinates here. The first coordinate is w1. We have negative 2 plus 3 is 1, 1. And the second coordinate is w2. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5, 1.
Now, let's start sketch the graph. The graph will begin at the center with coordinate negative 2, 1. Label with C. These are the coordinates of two foci of the ellipse. Label with F1 and F2. These are the coordinates of two vertices of the ellipse. Label with V1 and V2. And Here are the coordinates of two co-vertices of the ellipse, labeled with W1 and W2. We are done with plotting all the points. Now let us sketch the ellipse, connecting the vertices and the co-vertices of the ellipse. So here is the ellipse. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching.